a lot of service providers that has been allowed in the old rules. In the past, in the Offshore Gaming Regulatory Manual, the offshore gaming operators were allowed to have um, up to 10 service providers. So maaari po silang magkaroon ng 10 sangay pa bukod sa pagiging operator po nila. At nakita po natin sa mga nakaraang insidente na nabanggit po na ito pong mga service providers ang karamihan po sa na-involve sa mga illegal activities. And it's one of those regulations that we addressed, and hindi na po natin binigyan ng service providers ang ating mga operators. Okay, so isa po 'yon sa isang proper regulation na nakikita namin. Pangalawa po, nagkaroon po kami ng risk management sa aming mga licensees. Ano po ba itong risk management na to? Binibigyan po namin ng karampatang dami ng tao, karampatan na attention yung mga licensees po na nakikitaan natin na kailangan po nila ng mas, let's say po, ang kanilang operations is live tables. So yung risk po na ibinibigay natin sa kanila may be categorized as low. However po, if they have the BPO operations or meron pong mas mataas na risk na nakikita sa kanilang operations, mas nilalagyan po natin sila ng mas maraming monitoring personnel, at kung marami din po ang empleyado na nandoon sa mga opisina na yon, mas marami din po tayong ina-assign na monitoring personnel sa kanila. Also, pwede rin po natin banggitin na dati po, dun sa old regulations, we don't have limitations on the operations. We don't have limitations dun sa laki ng operations ng ating mga licensees. However, ngayon po, meron lang pong karampatan na laki na pwede po silang kuhanin, or up to 25,000 square meters lamang po ang pwede nilang i-apply na operating site sa PAGCOR. Dati po kasi tuloy-tuloy na lang po yung paglaki nila na hindi naman po natin nare-reflect dun sa income na ibinibigay po nila sa PAGCOR.
Thank you. Mr. Tan also stated in the last hearing that one of the reforms instituted by PAGCOR was to strengthen the capitalization requirements for applicants. Is that also true?
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Congressman.
Sa experience ko sa law enforcement, pag tinataasan natin yung capitalization, maraming magigirilya. Hindi po kaya mangyayari din ito sa POGO operations?
I think, sir, there is still a possibility na magkakaroon po tayo ng mga illegal operators. However, our thrust po in increasing the authorized capital stock of our respective licensees po is to do away with fly-by-night companies. Kasi po, marami po na mag-a-apply lang po sila ng lisensya dahil maliit lang po yung capitalization, and madali din po silang nakakatakbo sa ibang bansa or nagsasara na lang po sila at hindi na po nagkakaroon na po ng mahirap na paghabol on the regulator side po.
Thank you. DFA, yung representative po ninyo nung last hearing na yon, sinabi niya yung reputational hazards. Could you please explain this to the members of this committee? How reputational hazard would affect itong POGO operations?
Mr. Chair, I'm so sorry. I wasn't there during the last meeting, so I could not speak on that. But may I address some of the
Let me cut you there, madam. Kaya ngayon yung tinatanong ni Honorable Rodriguez a while ago, na yung boss dapat ninyo o yung dating umattend dito ang pumupunta rito. Dahil hindi nyo mai-commit ngayon yung inyong agency. Di ba? As a matter of fact, yung PAGCOR, mai-commit niya yung agency niya because the big boss is here. But for the other agencies, you cannot commit your agency. That is the logic behind the reason why the Honorable Rodriguez asked kung kayo, representing the agency, would speak for the entire agency. Kaya ngayon, tinatanong ko po kayo, sinabi ng inyong representative nun na si Madam Maria Espinosa, DOF Fiscal Policy and Monitoring Group Director. Sinabi niya na yung reputational hazards can jeopardize the country's efforts to attract foreign direct investments. Could you explain that?
Good morning, Your Honor. I think you were referring to the Department of Finance, Your Honor.
Yes, Department of Finance.
Okay. Your Honor, as far as the reputational risk is concerned, it pertains to the whether or not foreign investments can be attracted in the country, Your Honor, given that the operation of POGO might entail problems with money laundering, Your Honor. That can severely affect, Your Honor, our reputation. But this is, yes, Your Honor, just to clarify, this was the position or statement given during the last hearing, Your Honor.
Yeah, I said,
Yes,
it
sir.
was in the minutes of the last hearing,
Yes, Your Honor.
December 5. Yung ngayon binabasa ko eh.
I'm just clarifying, Your Honor.
Yes. So that is what DOF means by reputational hazards.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now may I ask the chairman of the PAGCOR, kung titingnan po natin ito, ang naglalaban po nito is yung economic contribution vis-a-vis social ills and reputational hazards. Di po ba? But according to...
Sang-ayon po ako.
Sige po.
Sige, okay po yun.
According to the National Economic and Development Authority, the minimal economic contribution of POGOs states that contribution to gross domestic product continues to be negligible and remains at only around 0.2% this year. This figure is below POGO's 0.3 contribution to GDP in 2022 and is even much lower than the 0.7 contribution during the industry's peak operation in 2019. Ito po yung statistics ng NEDA. So, kung titignan po natin yung balance, economic contribution, dito po yung social ills, tilted na po in favor of the social ills. Di po ba?
Sang-ayon po ako doon sa nakaraang mga nagaganap.
2019, 2022 at saka 2023, 0.2 na ngayon siya 2023 from sa 0.7 during the industry's peak operation in 2019.
Opo. Ang akin lang pong sinasabi, ngayon po na nasala na natin yung numero at yung mga licenses po natin, yung pong criminality, bagamat hindi naman po ako sa pulisya, pero sa nakikita ko po, malaki na po ang naitabi o nawala sa social ills na tinatawag. Sapagkat ngayon po halos